recording.
All right, welcome back to the Merivale Podcast. I'm your host, Krishna, and today I'm joined with Billy, Max, and Angus.
Yeah. How you going?
So let's just get straight into it. I heard that you have a business.
Yeah.
Like that you own, like, yourself.
Yeah, so I've been doing this car detailing business. So it's basically like car cleaning, but to a very high detail level.
Yeah.
What's it called, Matt?
It's called It's called Maxim Auto Detailing. So it's sort of a bit of a play on my name, Max. Yeah, I've been doing it for about 3 years. Sort of, it started off during COVID because everyone was at home. I didn't really want to do schoolwork.
Oh wow.
So I was like, oh, what should I do? Start a car washing business.
Yeah.
There you go.
I was advertising on Facebook. That's sort of where I got most of my customers. And basically, Monday to Friday, instead of doing schoolwork, I was going out and detailing cars,
Shit.
making a bit of money, and then just checking in at school, pretending I was there.
Why a car detailing business? Are you into cars or?
I've always sort of liked cars.
Yeah.
I was just sort of watching videos on YouTube, and I was like, oh, this seems pretty cool.
Yeah.
I should try it. I was doing my parents' cars and a couple of the neighbours at the time, and I sort of figured I could expand it out and just do a couple, and it's grown ever since from there.
Yeah. Who did you get help from to start the business?
Yeah, so it sort of took off pretty quickly during COVID because everyone was at home. They didn't really. Everyone had a heap of money from the JobKeeper and JobSeeker payments, so they were trying to offload it to me.
COVID claim.
At the time, I just put in the group chat with my mates. I was like, oh, does anyone want to work with me for the weekend? Because I've got too many cars to do by myself. John T. Deans texted me first, and he's like, yeah, I can do it on the weekend. So
D-Notes.
Yeah. So he came out, helped me for the weekend, and he enjoyed it. And we've literally been doing it pretty much every weekend, Saturday, Sunday, ever since then. So like 2.5 years together.
Shit, and you've always had like consistent like, customers. Damn.
Obviously a couple of weeks off, but always a couple of repeat customers and everything.
Yeah, that's good. How do you like balance your like school life and then like managing a business?
Yeah, it's pretty easy, to be honest. I wish it was that. I don't really do that much schoolwork at home, so
fair enough. Yeah,
just get everything done at school, go home. On weekdays, I don't really do any business work. It's just sort of Saturday, Sunday, where I'll do the jobs on the Sunday or the Saturday, and then after I'll come back, do the invoicing, do the accounting stuff, and then I'm basically done for the week. And then just during the week, I'll get text calls throughout the day, and I can just get them sorted in about half an hour. Yeah. So it's nothing too crazy.
Fair enough. How much money do you reckon you spent on like starting all of that up, like advertising costs and stuff?
I tried to do it as cheaply as possible because obviously I didn't want to lose money doing it.
Yeah.
I remember I first started with $100. I bought the first stuff, and then I just like really basic stuff that I could just wash a car with, and then from there I put all that money back in to buy more stuff like hoses, pressure washers, and then like all the chemicals and all that. So now I spend a lot of money every week, but that's just because I've got so much money coming in revenue that I can do it. So it's $100 and a dream.
How long did it take to break even?
Straight away. Like,
oh right.
Do you reckon it's like really like a profitable avenue?
The profit margins are huge. Like if I do a service, just say it's a $160 service, so that's my sort of most common.
People pay that much.
Yeah. It's normally cars that are really dirty, so they haven't been done in like 6 months a year.
That makes sense.
It still takes us like 3 hours to do the job.
Right.
Which sort of justifies the high price tag.
Yeah.
But
pretty dirty as well.
Yeah. So from that $160, products and like inventories would probably only cost about $30. So I'm taking for wages and just putting back into advertising and whatnot. I'm taking $130, which is pretty good.
Yeah. Well, nice. Don't see why you wouldn't.
Paying J Dean's about $30 of that, and then
take
the rest of myself.
And how many employees do you have?
I've got Jonty who works with me every weekend.
Yeah.
Over the years, I've had a couple of other mates just sort of do a couple weekends with me if I was extra busy or whatnot. I had Max Sychek do a couple days with me. Yeah. He didn't really enjoy it that much, so he's not too keen on it. And then I also had Zach Hope work with me.
That's right. I remember that actually. Yeah.
I think it was last Christmas holiday, so ages ago. But he did like a week with me, and yeah, then he got employed at his cafe again, so I didn't want to
fair
do
enough.
the hard work.
Yeah. How backed up is your client list?
If someone books in, it'll normally be about 2-3 week wait before I can actually get to them. So if I look at my calendar, I'll always have like the next week booked out, the week after normally booked out. And yeah, just throughout the week it will just book up. So if you contacted me right now, it'd be about a 3-week wait.
Yeah.
And most people are happy to wait that. If they're not, there's heaps of other options.
Are you slowing down for externals?
Not really, but
Fair enough.
It's sort of a bit of a slow period at the moment, just seasonally. Like it's sort of strange that during like spring and winter, it's not as busy as summer and autumn. I don't know why.
People are going up on the beach. And
I know. It happens every year, so it's just a slow period at the moment, which is fine by me because we've got the externals coming up.
Yeah.
So you'd say that like, as of currently, the business is more of a priority than like school?
Well, no.
Okay.
I've got my school that's coming first. I don't want to do detailing for the rest of my life. It's hard work in the sun.
So you'd say it's like a side hustle?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm probably going to give it up. I don't know when, but I definitely won't be doing it for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Are you gonna
especially in
give
summer.
it up or
What?
like try and sell the business or something?
Well, yeah, if I can sell it, that'll be a plus. But it's sort of hard.
Who do you trust to keep on like just going on with the?
Mate, if they got the money to give me, they can have the business.
That doesn't matter who.
I don't care.
Is it like you sell it for 2 years?
I think that's a general rule of thumb. So 2 years revenue, plus also any assets you got. So if you had a car that was registered in the business, you add on that and any equipment. But
damn,
tax brackets. Are we in it?
Well, let's just say as a business owner, you can claim a lot of stuff.
Fair enough.
As a expense.
Yeah.
So food, all that sort of stuff. It's like working. It's like an expense for the business, but
Businessman, smart guy.
keeps your
Tax down.
net profit down.
No,
So
fair
the
enough.
government
Don't see why
make
it
that much
wouldn't.
money.
Yeah, so you do all like the accounting, managing, planning all by yourself?
Yeah, that's probably the thing I like the most about it. Next year I'm trying to go QT to do business. Like majoring in finance and accounting. So really, I started the business to learn that sort of thing. So
Fair enough.
I could outsource all that sort of stuff. I could use like software to do all that, but I'm happy just doing it myself because that's the sort of thing I like the most in it. Detailing itself is just sort of the way to make the money, and then I get to learn doing the accounting myself.
That's crazy. Like honestly, I wouldn't like imagine like someone our age would be like doing all that stuff by themselves.
Yeah, well, I'm sure a lot of people are doing that sort of thing, but
Small world.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you got 2 cars though. A 4-wheel drive.
2 cars at the moment.
Yeah, 4-wheel drive.
It won't be 2 cars for long. I got to sell one of them. That costing me too much money. But
Which one are you gonna sell?
well, that's a good question. The one that's sitting out the front, the Jeep. That's I'm taking that to mechanic tomorrow. It's got a couple of issues.
You went camping last week and it broke down, didn't it?
It broke down on the beach.
How'd that happen?
So we decided we'd go forward driving on the beach at high tide. Probably not a very smart decision now I look back on it.
Yeah.
So we get on the beach, all's going well. It's like a 3-kilometre beach and you got to go all the way down and then come back. There's sort of not really anywhere you can go off on the other side.
Yeah.
So we're driving down, no issues. Going on the beach is pretty hard work because it's a really soft sand. So
It's like all bumpy and all that.
yeah, the tyres are digging into the sand like half a metre in and the engine's working really hard. Anyway, Jonty's in the passenger seat and he looks over at me and he's like, mate, look at your temperature gauge on the car because it overheats a bit.
Yeah.
It's all the way in the red and I'm like, oh shit, I've got to turn this thing off. So I switch it off, hope everything's alright, open up the bonnet and there's steam just pouring out of the engine. All the coolant's bubbling, like boiling over, falling out in the sand. And I'm like, oh, this isn't good because I had no coolant with me as well. So I didn't even think I could drive it back to the campsite. While all this is happening, the tide's rising. So I'm probably 5 meters from where the water is at the moment, and then there's still an hour left until it's like high tide. So I'm stressing, hoping that if I just fill it up with water, the coolant reservoir, it should turn on. Get in the car, turn it on, it's just cranking, doesn't start, and I'm like, this is not good. I'm about to lose my my brand new car that I've just bought.
How did you fix it?
We had to get one of the blokes because there was a couple of us, couple cars.
Yeah.
We had to get one of them to go back to the sort of start of the beach, get a rope to pull me out, and we basically winched myself 500 meters down the beach, and we found this little off ramp that we could take to get onto the road. And then by then the engine had cooled down, and I was able to start the car with just water in the coolant tank, which wasn't good. But yeah, I was probably about 20 minutes away from my car getting washed away.
No, that'd be terrifying.
Yeah.
And how much did that cost you?
Super cheap. Paid $5,500 for it. It's a pretty old car. It's 1996 Jeep Cherokee, but it's pretty good value for money compared to all the Toyota Hiluxes and Prados and stuff like that.
They are expensive.
Yeah.
I heard some other wild things that happened during the camping trip. I heard that you guys got kicked out a day early.
Yeah, well, we didn't really get kicked out a day early. We were going to leave anyway because the weather was pretty poor.
Oh yeah.
But we're sort of halfway through packing up. All of a sudden the Rangers come through. They already hated us because of some of the stuff that happened earlier in the trip, just hooning around.
I did see a video on Toby L's story of Josh McJanet planting a firework in the sand and then just sprinting off.
Apparently he told me a firework actually hit him.
Yeah, we had 2 fireworks, one for each night.
Yeah.
First time we got him to walk down 3Ks down the beach. He set it off. It was so big, but the wind was going the other way, so we couldn't hear it, which was good because the Rangers and other campers would have definitely reported it. That was good. Second night, we were all sitting on a top of a cliff, and then the beach goes down to the right where most of the other campsites are.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Josh decides he's going to plant it right next to our campsite and set it off there, and he's already decided that he's going to do it, so we couldn't talk him out of it.
Yeah, right.
Sets it off. There's about 10 fireworks in the box.
Oh my.
First one goes up, massive bang. Second one, massive bang. All of a sudden, the box gets blown over and it starts firing fireworks back towards Josh and all of us. And we're just running for our lives, trying not to get hit. Josh did get hit in the leg, but yeah, so the Rangers I don't think the Rangers found out about that. I'm glad they didn't.
Do you reckon anyone
they definitely heard of it?
Yeah. They definitely.
And who else are they going to blame?
Yeah, exactly. What, the old people in the caravan or the 15, 18-year-olds?
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, the Rangers came because the night before we doing a bit of circle work in one of the plains, which was fine because we weren't doing any damage, but it was a national park.
Yeah.
So they weren't too happy about that. Yeah. And they were basically just threatening they were going to kick us out if we weren't leaving, but it was fine. So there might be a fine coming in the mail for the bloke who was driving that car.
I would not want to be him.
No.
But back to that beach thing, I heard Percy's car got bogged as well.
Yeah, we were all getting bogged. It wasn't too bad. We had max tracks and stuff to pull us out, so that wasn't a problem. It was just as long as your car was running, you were fine.
Yeah.
Which,
no one was as bad as yours.
Yeah.
So not much to really complain about.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, I apologise for you having that much to say. How have you been, mate?
Oh, mate, pretty good. Pretty good.
What's going on?
Not much, just working, just training.
Still in the gym training, fighting?
Yep.
How's that been going for you?
I've been sick for a week, so I haven't been able to go in. But apart from that,
Are you planning to have a amateur fight soon? Do they do that in MMA? You start as amateur, then you go professional?
Yeah, there's amateur, and then there's 3 levels of amateur.
Oh, right.
So at the start, you have to have full fucking shinies on, gloves, and then you go up, and then when you get to the highest level, you switch to pro.
So what are you at right now?
Oh, I'm still at the lower end of the amateur.
Right.
Hopefully, because I've only been training for 8 months or so.
Yeah. Are you trying to go pro?
Yeah. I want to be a fighter.
Have you ever had to apply any of your training in a real scenario?
Yeah, funny you ask. Actually, I have.
Tell us that one, mate.
This isn't scripted.
Go through the story. All right. So, I have a friend at school. I won't name him, but I think you'll know who it is. He's a bit of a character, you could say.
Quite unique.
Yep. Anyway, he decided before school one day that he was gonna take something, not the smartest idea. He got through the day, but then after school we're walking down to the bus stop, and he decided to which I guess it's not on him, but he decided to look at a certain group of people for a little bit too long.
Was this like near the school?
Yeah, it was at the 7-Eleven and the TAFE.
Oh yeah,
it was like there. Yeah, so he got them a bit fired up. They came over
just for looking at them.
Yeah. They're those kind of dudes, So they came over. They're like, "What are you looking at, cunt?" Having a go at him, and then he said some like super gay shit. He was like, "Oh." He's like, "Oh, bro, I just saw you were fucking hot," which they didn't like very much. So they got a bit fired up, and he's not in the best state to defend himself. So I stepped in a little bit. I didn't do anything to him. We just had a bit of a verbal confrontation,
Yeah.
But then ever since then, me and this certain group of people at school have had a little bit of beef, I guess you could say.
Tension between you two.
Bit of tension.
How long ago did all this start?
Oh, it would have been like the actual confrontation between us would have been like 3 months.
Yeah.
And then there was just a bit of back and forth for like a month and a half, and then after the month and a half, something actually happened.
So what, were you just like walk around school, then you just like bump each other, and then like, oh, what do you want, like whatever?
Yeah. So in that time, like we'd be walking around school, walk past them, fucking heckle them a bit.
Yeah.
Go into the bathroom, they'd be there, just back and forth. I wasn't meant to fight them after school one day. Do you remember that?
I remember that.
Yeah. I think
Wait, was this the one that got cancelled?
Yeah, because somehow fucking the whole school found out in like one period. The cops were down there and everything.
Yeah, I remember walking past that and there's like
Musgrave Park
police vans. I'm like, what the
yeah. So that never ended up happening. And then it kind of like cooled down a little bit, like we weren't, nothing that bad was happening. And then one night I was going to a party, right?
Yeah.
And I went to South Bank because I had to catch a different train a different way. But South Bank, the train station was closed, so I had to walk from South Bank to Park Road. You guys know like the Red Brick Hotel?
Yeah.
It was just near there. So I'm walking by myself, just to the other train station, and it was funny because I was looking at my phone and I bumped into someone. I look up and it was 3 of them. It was like 3 of the dudes, right? And it was the bigger ones. Like they're pretty big fellas, some of them.
So it was completely coincidental.
Yeah, no, completely coincidental.
Just by yourself as well.
Yeah, I was by myself. I think I can admit I have a little bit of an ego about myself,
Yeah.
So I wasn't gonna like run away. They're
Yeah.
like, all right, we're fighting. I was like, fuck it, I guess we are. So we went behind this little building into like this little driveway bit.
Right.
Did you guys like both decide to like, all right, let's do this, let's go? Or like was there a bit of like a back and forth first or some shit?
They were trying, but they were like, you want to do something? And I was like, yeah, sure, let's go. I don't think they really expected me to say that because they were a bit, shocked. But then we did go around or whatever. And the plan was, I was just meant to fight one of them, yeah?
Yeah.
So I like kind of made it so I could see the other 2 behind them. I was fighting the one dude. And I didn't want to fucking hurt him, I just want to like...
You should carry on with your night.
Yeah, I was just trying... Because I was literally going to a party. So I was just like... We started fighting. It was like 10 seconds in. I was just jabbing him up a little bit,
Did you apply some techniques?
Yeah, well, there's a bit of an argument about that. Some people reckon like what wrestling and like BJJs and whatever, they're the best for street fights. I reckon they're not, especially if there's more than one person. Because if there's more than one person and he takes someone to the ground, you're just gonna get curb stomped by the other people, So I was just boxing a bit, couple kicks. I was doing pretty well, I think, and I was messing them up a little bit. And as we were fighting, we kind of shifted around, as you do. You move when you fight.
Yeah.
So now the other 2 people are behind me. I can't see them. Yeah. And then out of nowhere, I can't remember where I got hit. It was either like on the side of my head or like in my ribs or something. I'm not sure if both of them jumped in, or it was just one of them. I think it was both of them, but it could have just been one of them. Jumped in behind me, so it was like 3-on-1 pretty
just
much.
dirty.
I couldn't see him. Yeah, I got like fucking king hit from behind or whatever. So, I just like went into instinct mode. So I took one of them down. And the thing is, when you're fighting more than one person,
you're just trying to survive.
There's
at that point.
Yeah, but it's more like you just pick one person and just fuck one person up, you know? Because you're probably gonna get messed up. So you just need to target one dude and just hurt him.
Yeah.
So I was trying to do that, and then I managed to get up. And I got away from all of them. Yeah. So it was like 3 of them. They're coming towards me, and I'm like backing up a little bit, and then the big one of the like the biggest dude there like came forward first. Like it was come forward a bit fast.
Yeah.
And mate, one bloody beautiful right hand down the pipe fucking knocked him out.
Knocked out cold.
Yeah, like cold.
Hit the ground.
Yeah, he had like a big cut above his eye as well.
Holy.
Because I had my ring on, so like.
Oh yeah.
And then he was like, this cold, like out cold. I don't think he's alright now. I don't think he hit his head, but he was like out cold. So then the other dudes were, I think they were a bit shocked about that. So one of them ran up the street, like started like fucking off. He like ran up the road, right?
Yeah.
And I was a bit revved up. So I like, he didn't run up the road. He like ran, he started backing up the driveway. So I just started like chasing him and just kicking the shit out of his leg. Like I was leg kicking him, you know, and he didn't want much to do with it. So he like ran up this street, and then I turned around to like get out, like go towards where I was going, because I had to go to the trainer. So then I'm going out and there's one more dude there, and then I just went at him, you know, because I had to like get out. So I went at this dude, and fuck.
So after you've already knocked one of them out, 2 of them, like they weren't done. They were still.
One's ran off.
So one sort of stayed to the side. One's like fucked off. Like he's like running up the road, right? The other dude's
terrified
still
of you.
Yeah, the other dude's still like out. Like he's done.
Shit.
And then I'm like trying to like go out. I went at this one dude. And you got to remember, I have a hoodie on, like long pants, long shirt, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not, you know, the best
Fighting
environment
attire.
for
Not
fight,
that mobile.
Yeah, so I got this one dude. I hit him with a kick or punch, whatever. He manages to like get me, and he manages to get. He got my hoodie over my head at one point, so I couldn't see anything.
Shit.
And then once the other dude that ran up the street, he was like pretty far away. The last time I saw him, he saw that the dude had my hoodie over my head and came fucking straight back in. So he started he started having another go. The guy was, I'm pretty sure, I'm a little bit fuzzy about this part, but he was like holding my head. The other guy's just like soccer kicking my fucking head. And then I think like, because their friend was still like out of it. I think the dude I like kicked in the leg when he was going up the street, I heard him a bit as well.
Yeah.
But they like left me. And then it kind of finished. They like, my nose is still broken. It like it broke the side of my nose, so I was bleeding like everywhere.
Shit.
Like blood like all down here, all over my shirt, like on my fucking head and everything. And have you guys been like an actual fight before?
No.
Not. Yeah.
Yeah. So people don't really like. It's kind of hard to understand, but after you like fight with someone, there's like it's like you're not. It's like you fought the beefs in the past, you know what I mean?
It's like a sense of respect.
It's like a gentleman's agreement.
There's like, because they didn't think I think they thought I was like a bitch and I was just kind of talking myself up, you know?
Right.
I don't think they expected me to fight or be able to fight when I did fight them. So it all finished. I'm bleeding everywhere. And I was still fucking, like they got off me. I was like straight back up because I was a bit out of it as well.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, it's done. And then they were like, yeah, you know, we respect you, whatever. Didn't expect you to fucking do that.
Right, so
strange.
They do come up to him. One gets knocked out, one's ready to come back. It's over, and they go, "Oh, you know what? No, you're alright, bro."
Yeah,
is that it?
And then I was like, yeah, all good, man, all good.
What's the best bit?
Oh yeah, then after we fucking went to the fish and chip shop.
They went and got fish and chips
all
together.
of you together.
You guys got.
Because I was bleeding like fucking everywhere.
What the fuck?
I shouldn't be laughing. That's so you finish a fight of a 1v3 and then you're like, oh, you know what? No, you guys are. I'll go buy hot chips.
Yeah. Well, we didn't get anything, but one of them was like, oh, you know, let's go to the fish and chip shop, clean yourself up, yeah. So then we all went down, the ladies in the fish and chips, because I look like straight out of a fucking
zombie.
Like bro, I was fucked. I walk into the fish and chip shop and there's like a couple of people in there. They all turn around. They're like, "What the fuck happened? Are you alright?" I was like, "Yeah, I just fell off a scooter." You know.
Oh my god.
But you said that, and like all three of them behind you, arms crossed, just like where you fell off a scooter.
Yeah, because one of them's bleeding as well.
Oh, okay, right.
Because I gave him a cut, so he had to like clean himself up as well.
Yeah.
I cleaned myself up. I was like, yeah, you know, it's sorted, bro. We're all good. Dapped up, and then I had to run to the train station.
Yeah, back straight to the party.
Yeah, because you know David Bond.
Yeah,
he was waiting at the train station for me.
No, poor fella.
And he was, because I was
You're occupied.
Yeah, I couldn't like text him and be like, "Fuck, I'm gonna be late." So he was gonna leave on the next train that came. It was 5 minutes away. I looked at it, so I had to sprint the whole way to the train station. Got on the train. I was still fucking bleeding everywhere.
Right.
And then yeah, that's pretty much all. I went to the party.
Anyone questioned at the party or?
Yeah,
Oh mate, it's kind of a good thing. All the fucking girls that want to be nurses are like,
there you
I
go.
can fix your nose, you know, help fixing it up. I had to, the night after, it was like real wonky, but I could still move it. So I got like in the mirror, I like shaped it up a
Feel
bit.
your bones. Just
Yeah, like shaped it up, and then it looks alright.
Do you plan on like fighting like in the cage? Obviously, as like right now you're training as an amateur.
Yeah,
Like, Are you like expected to fight this year or?
Oh, I just personally love fighting, you know.
Like, are you trying to find a fight this year?
Yeah. But I'll like I have a like I fight jiu-jitsu. I have a jiu-jitsu tournament coming up like in a couple weeks, and there's another gym that I train at sometimes, like Northside, like Muay Thai, and the dude was like, "Yeah, whenever you need, you can fight for us as well."
So fighting is like clubbed, like you represent the club, or is it?
Yeah, so it's like you train at a gym. I train at Sassam. There's one in Wollongabba called Sassam.
Right.
And because there's like organizations, and you like your gym will get you into the promotion, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
And you'll rock up and they'll have an opponent and you'll fight them pretty much.
Do you just tell them your weight and they'll just go find you someone same weight?
Yeah, so there's a whole process because you have to like cut weight, like because the professionals like in the UFC or whatever, they'll walk around at like 100 kg and they'll fight at 80 kg. So you have to like cut weight. I don't know what it would be in like actual weight, but I walk around at like 82,
right?
And I can cut to like 75, 74. So I'd cut down to that, get the right weight, and then go into a fight pretty much. So what weight class are you in? Oh fuck, I don't know. I'd probably be like a welter. I'd be a welterweight, I think. Are there any Australian famous welterweights that you know of? Because like obviously you got Bam Bam, you got Alexander the Great. Yeah, so but they're nowhere near. I actually met Volkanovski. Did you? Like a week ago, yeah. Where? He was at McGregor. He was at a meet and greet. Is he from Brisbane? No, he's from. I don't know where he's from. Look at this photo. I got a photo with him. Photo.
I can pull it up.
What weight class does he fight in?
He's featherweight. He's just
him and Max Holloway. They fought recently.
Difference, mate.
Holy shit!
You're gonna have to send that to him.
Yeah, I'll pull that up.
So he's featherweight.
Bam Bam's what?
He's heavyweight. Yeah. Whitaker's middleweight. Welterweight. There's like Colby, Kamaru. Yeah. I don't know of any Aussies. Billy Ricks. Yeah, exactly. We're Billy Ricks. There, mate. There's a guy called Jack Della Maddalena. It's a long last name. Yeah, he's either welterweight or middleweight, and he's coming up. He's gonna be. Oh really? Yeah. Is he? Do you know him personally? Or I don't know him. He's from Perth. He's just an Aussie that's in the in the UFC. Oh right. Yeah. Gotcha. He might be welterweight, but who is your favorite fighter? That's a hard question, mate. There's a dude, I can't really pronounce his last name, but his first name's Zabit. He's Zubip. Like Zabit, it's like Zabit. Oh, Zabit. He's like a Dagestani dude, I think. And he retired to be a doctor, so he doesn't fight anymore. But apart from that, I like John Jones. Yeah. You know, putting aside all his criminal endeavors. I think he's pretty good.
He has got a few of them, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think he's like a wife beater. But
I do see the occasional Instagram reel, John Jones clip, and it's just him. You just hear it.
He's the best fighter of all time. Just in like disregarding everything he does outside of the like MMA. Inside MMA, he's the GOAT, I would say.
Yeah.
But
who's like the main Australian promoter for it?
Like
who do you try and get noticed by in Australia to go over to America or whatever and get chucked straight in?
Yeah, so there's a bunch of like shitty little promotions.
Right.
And then there's the main Australian one is called Eternal MMA.
They're professional?
They have amateur and pro, because there's not many professionals around. Like I went to a fight the other night.
Yeah.
It was through this promotion. It's called XFC. And they only had like 20 fights on, maybe only two of them were professional.
Gotcha.
There's just not many pro fighters around.
So do you reckon like the industry in this area is like not that popping?
No, I'm after school. I'm going to like. I'm gonna do something because I'm not 18 until halfway through next year. So I'm gonna do something.
Are you not?
Until then.
When are you born?
May 27th.
That's no way you're like
so you're almost cut off.
Yeah. I'm almost a grade 11. But
you could have been in the same grade as a certain group of people.
Exactly.
It was a fair matchup.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, as soon as I can, I'm gonna move down to like Melbourne, Sydney, because I think in Queensland there's like 2 pay-per-view fighters.
Is that it?
Yeah, and in Melbourne I think there's like 55, 56.
Right, because Bam Bam's obviously made things a lot more popping down in Sydney.
Yeah. That's the other thing with fighting. You got to be able to fight, obviously, but it's all about you need to present yourself as an asset to, if you go into the UFC, if you can be a good fighter. If you're not going to make them money, they don't fucking want you.
Yeah,
it's a company.
I mean? Yeah, that's why Bam Bam. I don't think he does it intentionally, but that's why he's so big, because he does the fucking shoeies. Everyone loves him.
Yeah.
No one in the UFC has ever pulled out and just gone on. Shoey.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you know, Michelle Pereira or something.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, I always watch him. He's so unique. Like, it's funny seeing him like doing all the like backflips and shit on people.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like Colby's like known for his shit talk.
Yeah. No, the funny thing is,
and McGregor.
A while ago, Colby, because I think he puts on an act. A while ago, he was going to get cut from the UFC. He was like the number 4 contender, I think. He was like a really good fighter, and they're like, "You're boring. Nobody watches you. We're going to cut you." So then he went to fight. I think it was Dos Anjos in Brazil. Like he went to Brazil to fight this Brazilian fighter.
Yeah.
And in Brazil, it's a very big thing because that's where Brazilian jiu-jitsu comes from and everything.
Yeah.
So he went to Brazil, beat their champ, and then what did he say? He called all the Brazilians like, "You're all a bunch of filthy animals."
He did. That's right.
He said, "Brazil, you're a dump. You're all a bunch of filthy animals." And then that brought a lot of attention to him, and he got re-signed, and now he's like number 1 middleweight or welterweight prospect. So
any publicity is good publicity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why, like, I hate to say his name, but like Jake Paul.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. Like, what's your opinion on all that? Like, I feel like
I'll say something about that actually. But like Jake Paul never fucking fought MMA. He could get a fight in the UFC if he wanted to, because he's so popular. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the same with like UFC fights going to boxing as well.
Yeah.
It's just like a boxing, just a tiny bit of MMA.
Yeah.
It's like they can just do it.
Yeah, that's why I think if you're gonna be smart about it, you got to work on obviously your fighting skill, but you also got to market yourself as much as you like work on your skill as a fighter. You know what I mean?
Like, you have to be an entertainer at the same time.
It's like, especially if you want to make money, you can be the best fighter ever if you're shit. Like Alexander Volkanovski, for example, he's pound for pound number 1 in the world.
Yeah.
And he's popular because he's pound for pound number 1, but like he's not as popular as he should be. I think on Insta he only has like 300,000 followers, which is a lot, but compared that to like McGregor, like 45 mil.
Yeah.
Like being the pound for pound number 1, he technically should be more popular than he
should be better in every single way.
Well, yeah, he's like the best fighter in the world, you know. But he's not like. His whole thing is he's like humble and you know, all that stuff, which is, you know, I'd respect him for it. It's cool. But if you really want to have that like pay-per-view sale potential, you have to have someone about you that like, you know, markets yourself.
It's all business.
Yeah, because like people always want to see like the heated moments. Like it's not just like in that. Like every sport, like my favorite moments are always when like the fights are happening and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like
personally,
always like that.
I'm not watching a UFC fight.
Neither do I.
For the fight, I'm watching it for like the showboat moments and sort of like the big hits.
Like the whole like Khabib and like McGregor beef. Like I was following all of that.
Yeah, I would rather watch the press conference than the actual fight.
Which sucks for people who actually like fighting, but it's how it is. So you gotta play into it, you know.
Yeah, because press conferences weren't normally as lively until McGregor, and then just everything after that just unfolded. People just talking.
Bro, McGregor put MMA on the map. Fuck all people knew about MMA until he came, and he just.
I did not know what was into it. I'm one of those people.
Yeah, legit.
Yeah, I knew about it, but I wasn't anyway like as into it as I am now until he came along.
Yeah, I've never watched a fight unless it's McGregor versus, or if it's even saying on boxing. Like I used to train like a little bit back in the day, like when I was in grade 8, 9, but I don't watch unless it's big names.
Yeah,
and that's the only way you get fights. The only way you get money.
Isn't Jake Paul or something fighting what's his name?
Anderson Silva.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think he's gonna lose.
Yeah.
Unless it's like.
How old is Anderson? Isn't he like 40, late
he's like
40s?
50. He's like 50s something.
Oh, he should be. He shouldn't be in the ring regardless, Jake Paul.
Yeah.
He just shouldn't.
But Anderson Silva is
Anderson Silva.
Fucking animal, man.
But he's also 50.
He's also 50, yeah. But he did fight in boxing not that long ago. Like less than a year, I think. And I think he fought like some boxing great, and he fucked him up.
Really?
Like he was hands down, weaving, uppercut, knocked him out cold, or a hook or something. But he could lose. I think Jake Paul could lose to Anderson Silva.
It's pretty.
But
there's definitely pros and cons to both
but
sides.
then again, this is why Jake, like, I don't fucking like him, but he's smart. He's a very smart dude. The way he markets himself is like, not so much now, but like back like a while ago, he was like, he's a YouTuber who's trying boxing. He's not very good. That's how he got all like the
style with
sales,
DG.
you know. He's like very fucking wealthy. He trains every day with the best boxing trainers in the world because he can afford them, you know. He can afford the best recovery. He can afford all this stuff. He's a good boxer. And I don't think people realize that. He's training like every day with the best trainers, best recovery, all this shit. He doesn't like make it obvious.
Yeah.
And that's why he comes in and fucks people up.
I was seeing Ryan Garcia's story. You just got him like he'll be posing for a photo, and in the back you'll see Jake Paul with a kit in the bag or something like that. He's just there.
Yeah, he's good at marketing himself, which is what you got to be good at doing if you want to make money.
It's all business in the end.
Yeah, exactly.
What is back to like Australian like UFC fighters?
Yeah.
How long has Bam Bam been fighting for? Because I've only just seen him for the shoey, and because Volkan's been fighting for ages, he's got like 20 something wins under his belt.
Yeah, he's on a 20 fight win streak, I think.
Yeah, because he beat.
He lost his
Holloway.
first.
Did he beat Max Holloway? He did, didn't he?
Yeah, he fucked Max Holloway up, man. In that last fight, because they had a trilogy. The first two fights were pretty close, and the third one he domed him, bro. It was crazy.
Right.
But Bam Bam's been. I don't know a lot about him. I'm pretty sure he used to like. He grew up in Sydney and like. Maybe Mount Druitt, something like that, like a pretty tough area. So he was always like, as he would say, banging on. You know, he was always fighting. I think he was like at one point he like might as well make money off it if he's gonna fight.
Really?
I think he came up through. I'm not sure which promotion. I saw a video of him fight this one dude, and he just went up as you do. Like you go through the Aussie promotions. He became champ, I think, and then the UFC saw him. He came over, fought some like contender series fights, and then just kept going up.
Is it like a contender system in Australia for you to reach over to America? Like you said, what comes number one contender or
yeah.
like
So
that?
basically, they just
not like a number one contender, but
yeah, they'll keep an eye. Like the UFC will keep an eye on people, and if there's someone good that's making a bit of noise, they'll be like, "Come over here,
over you come. Here's some money."
Yeah, exactly.
Here you go.
Like if they look at them, they're like, "Yeah, well, I think we can make money off you." They'll bring them over. That's how it works.
Fair enough.
You're trying to go to Thailand?
Yeah. Well,
Mate,
that's
there's some no rules cage fighting in Bali. Some underground stuff,
bro. That shit's the kids over there are a bit like, because Muay Thai is like the national sport of Thailand.
Yeah.
So
I'm like half Thai as well.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So the kids grow up like their dad, because they fight in like the bigger. It's very honorable. They're fighting Muay Thai in Thailand as a Thai dude.
It's all like part of their like religion.
Yeah. Didn't Harrison Johnson? He did Muay Thai, did he?
Yeah, but he never even fought though. I'm pretty sure he was just trained.
Because I remember I was like at this Thai temple thing with my family. And there's all these like Thai people everywhere, and then I just see Harrison Johnson walk out. So I'm like, "What are you doing
mullet.
here?" Yeah, I'm like, "What the hell?" They're like, "Oh,
where was this?
Like where?"
Yeah.
Oh, so like there's this temple down in like Forestdale.
Oh, right.
That, like,
okay.
I go to like sometimes just like traditionally, and just one time I just saw Harrison Johnson walking and like, oh, just paying some respects. I'm like, shit, what the hell?
Fair enough.
Yeah,
dude, those guys are crazy because they'll train from when they're like kids, man.
Yeah,
from when they're like fucking 5 years old. They're just training every day.
It's like the Russians. It's like what Khabib wrestled a bear at like 8 years old, training like that.
Do you have to do like that shin conditioning shit?
Yeah,
Dude,
Oscar Plummer.
Yeah. Fuck. No. Do you have to do that as well?
No, that's fake. That's not how it works. You don't get strong shins by banging them with a stick. You need to kick like heavy bags and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing, but
because apparently he was saying like if you just smash like your shins, like it just damages the nerves, so you like get more pain tolerance or some shit like that.
I feel like it has to do something.
Yeah.
It's got to do something. The guys kicking metal.
If I have the video, like there's legit a video of him getting a metal water bottle, just smashing it on his shins.
Yeah, like that will kill the nerves in your legs and make less pain tolerance, but it doesn't increase like I don't know what you call like the bone density of your leg.
Yeah.
Like have you seen the videos of people kicking people in the UFC and their leg breaks and like wraps around the other person's leg? Oh. Have you seen that stuff?
I haven't, but I don't know if I want to.
I
don't know if I want to. Like,
well, like to defend leg kicks, right? Because when you kick someone's leg, you're trying to kick the muscle, and the way you defend it is move your leg so they kick your shin. And if you kick someone's shin as hard as you can, it fucks your leg up. So
it hurts you more than it hurts them.
Pretty
equal?
No, it's not equal at all. If you like if you check someone, the person kicking you, it hurts so much fucking more for them.
Yeah.
For you don't even really feel it half the time. It's just like
adrenaline.
Yeah, but if you just hit your leg with a bottle, it'll kill the nerves. But it doesn't increase like the bone density. It doesn't actually make your bone stronger. Whereas you kick like a heavy bag consistently, you might not kill as many nerves, but your leg becomes stronger. So when you kick someone properly, it doesn't like break.
Yeah.
Which
so
is
the
just end of your career, more or less.
Damn.
I think we should ask Angus about his third 15 captaincy.
Oh yeah.
I reckon that.
What's your opinion on the overall season?
Look, it started off shaky. Well, to be fair, it started off like amazing, but like it was shaky. It was so good. It was like breathe down at the same time. We had like 30 people in the group chat. One time sitting back at furniture making theory lesson. We're all sitting in the corner. We're like, oh, who's playing rugby? Oh yeah, me. The whole class. Oh yeah, me. So I start naming down names. The one thing that I really I think they let us down is that we needed a trial game. We really needed a trial game. We were told we'd get a trial game against RGS, but because they were the only the thirds was the lowest they had in opens as well. So I think they thought that we were like the thirds, and then there's 4, 6. But so
did they pull out?
Yeah, we didn't have a trial game. BBC, I gave a very shaggy captain speech. I don't like doing that sort of stuff. It's a bit
the captain's chat.
Nah, it's I just don't like talking about myself. But yeah, what a game. We ran out thinking, oh yeah, our team's actually decent. Yeah. And we go on the field and get smacked. Yeah. It was good fun,
what
though.
was the score? Like 30...
No, I can pull up the...
It was a good time.
Rugby Explorer.
Yeah.
Every single week, I'm just checking Rugby Explorer scores. I'm just predicting. We could win this one.
First tackle of the first game. Groff's done his collarbone.
Yeah, we had a few casualties that game.
We did. That was so sad. We had Jose on the wing, but then like as we progressed through the BGS, that game was actually decent. We only lost by 7 points, and then the bye, and we got pumped on State High Day, which was unlucky. But it didn't even feel like we were getting pumped. Like they just got that little bit more. They just had that little bit extra over us in every single area, and they just go over the line. But overall, I mean, nothing to complain about. A bunch of guys who haven't played footy before.
Yeah. I swear some schools like take the lower teams like so seriously. Like didn't like Nudgy or some shit have their preseason for like thirds or whatever, like the start of the year.
There were Queensland players in their thirds team. That's
why the thing is their thirds aren't actually that bad. Like where for us it's just like half of us are stuffing around just there for a bit of
like
fun.
they go all the way down to like eighths and shit like that.
We're
That's
like
crazy. What's your opinion on like the first? Like, do you reckon they'll recover from their like horrible loss this season?
Every school has a bad year. Like Grammar is notorious for being bad. It's not.
Yeah. We've only had a couple bad years in a row.
Yeah.
It's a cycle.
Even like NRL teams, like it's just one. It's not just 1 year because grade 12 was your last year, but it happens to everyone.
Because like on paper, I swear we have like really good players. Like we have Toshi, like, Jacob.
Yeah, exactly. You guys going to Japan, like that, I don't know how. That's not like praise more.
Every time Toshi got the ball, I was so hyped.
Yeah, literally, like the crowd wasn't there. Like our school doesn't really have the best supporters for sports,
the
male and
culture
female.
around the rugby program isn't there.
Yeah, it isn't. Like you got
not as much as other schools.
Yeah, definitely.
You got Nudgy, you got Tith, you got them practicing war cries at lunch.
Yeah, they have their own like dedicated supporters band.
Yeah.
Then when we bring a drum, they call us out. Then we get banned from bringing instruments.
Exactly. Yeah, and the same with other schools doing saxophones, like the like,
churchy.
We're not allowed to bring instruments.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know why.
But it's a whole let them have that. Be better than them. Beat them on the field. Not the crowd beats their crowd. It's that sort of thing.
I heard about what happens at Nudgy with their first, like the program.
It's
nuts. It's so crazy.
If you you can tell, like you said St. Joseph's Nudgy College, they have a TV show. They every night before the game they eat two jelly beans, one of the colours for the team that they're playing the next day.
I heard that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, there's footage of they do it. They just they've always been known for like being up there. Like my dad went to State High. I asked him, have they always been this prestige, big fellow rugby school? That it's just the way it is. It used to be like not as like what's the word, modern in terms of like buildings and technology.
Yeah.
But they've always just had those people. They've had the borders.
But it's now, now the camp, like the school looks so sick.
Yeah.
It's huge as well.
Did you see him versus? Was it Barker College?
Yeah,
they lost
25-0.
I think that's the first time Nudgy's been pointless in I don't know how many years, but there's going to be a lot of years.
Yeah,
never been put.
I didn't see the game, but I'm friends with some like Nudgy boys, and they said they were just fucking huge.
The Barker College was
like huge.
They were just that much.
Aren't they the second best schoolboy rugby team in the world?
I did
I think it is.
How do you judge that? Like,
yeah.
Well, this year
it's like mainly subjective.
Yeah. I don't know how they.
Nudgy is like if you ask someone where's the best rugby school in GPS, like
they would say
no, but we're talking for like worldwide.
I mean that list,
I don't know how they
worldwide list.
That list.
Oh right, well
like to say this team that's never fucking played this team is better than them. I think it has to be subjective, right?
Yeah, of course it is.
Does rugby go to? Oh no, rugby doesn't have like the same thing as basketball. How they do like state and the national? Do they?
I don't know.
If they do, I haven't heard of it.
Because that's crazy that we're going to nationals
for basketball. Yeah,
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the week after schoolies.
Yeah, right.
So poor those fellas. But, yeah.
Well, there's like Med East and stuff for rugby, but
yeah, and then there's always like Reds, obviously, and then you've got you got everyone's got their league ones, and you got Queensland versus New South Wales.
But it's not like school based, like national.
No, there isn't.
Stuff.
All right, guys, if you made it to the end, then thanks for listening. It was good to have Billy and Max. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, thanks for having
time.
us on.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
If you guys want anyone, or if you want to come on, just let me know. Anyways, see you guys later.
See yous.